Welcome to Talk Flirty Podcast, the podcast where life is reflected through intimate conversation with me, your host, Nikki F. Wet. And we are back for another episode this week. Today is Friday, May 3rd, 2019. So I do apologize for the delayed show. I actually did the recording for the show, majority of the recording for the show yesterday. And I was going to upload it yesterday on its regular time, Thursdays at 7. But I couldn't figure out how to get my commentary in front of the recording. So I had to wait until I was home with my additional equipment. So I am here, and this week was kind of interesting. I mean, I'm pretty excited right now. I'm celebrating some good news. I'm celebrating some bad news as well. I am pretty much just appreciating it all and, problem solving through these obstacles here. But what I'm most excited for is this road trip that I'm going to go on tomorrow. I'm about to ease on down the road, down the freeway. Talk Flirty is going on a field trip. I will be in LA this weekend. I love LA. I don't know what it is about Los Angeles, but I love it. I can't afford to live there as of yet. But you know what? Honestly, I don't have a desire to live in LA. Not any longer. But I will be attending the Long Beach Seafood Festival. This is at the Shoreline Aquatic Park. Anyways, I don't know. This weekend will be filled with crop tops and dot dots. So here I come, LA. And with that being said, again, like I was saying earlier, I wanted to try a different format for this week's episode. And I'm definitely interested on any feedback, give me your honest opinion, tell me how it sounds, because this might be a bit much. I'm not sure as far as the audio quality, but just let me know. So just a little backstory. I'm going to play an intimate conversation that I had with an anonymous guest. So thank you to this woman for reaching out to me to converse and consult with Talk Flirty. It's going to be a full episode for this show, and then I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more, but go ahead and give it a listen, and then definitely comment your opinion, or you can comment your opinion here on Spreaker, or you can email talkflirty at talkflirtypodcast@gmail.com, or Talk Flirty is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Welcome back to another episode of Talk Flirty Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 2nd, 2019. We are live on location at the Boiling Crab in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have a special guest tonight. They'll remain anonymous. And for tonight's episode, we just have casual conversation over dinner. What did we start up talking about?
Holding back.
Holding back
Sex.
holding back sex. Now, why aren't you having sex?
Why does it get old?
Sex is old. The act of sex is very old. You have to make it spontaneous and new each time.
What do you do after you try new things and they just don't cooperate?
What things have you tried?
Everything.
Like toys? You tried...
Yep. I tried to be him.
No!
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Baby, get over here.
You was like Usher trading places?
Right.
Now, when you say you tried to be him, was that in like the sense of like adding toys?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And was he into it?
No.
No. Did he let you, like, did you use the toy on him?
No.
No. Okay, so that was a failed attempt.
I tried to act like a third woman.
Uh-huh.
I tried to be the woman and another woman. That didn't work.
Have you
Dressed up.
have you tried like just communicating? Like, what does he want?
He wanted a threesome.
Mm-hmm. Why you haven't had a threesome? Because you ain't tried everything.
Just didn't find the person yet.
You haven't found the person in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Nope. It seemed like that would be easy, y'all. Where you at? Where you at?
I would think so. They on Snapchat. You gotta go down to the strip. Okay, so you tried. Is that the only thing he wants?
Yeah, that's the only thing he having a problem with relationship-wise.
Because that seems kind of vanilla.
Yeah, he want to spice it up.
And you guys have been together for...
Yeah.
You guys have been together for 12 years?
About 13.
13 years? Okay, so then forget what you have tried because we got to figure out why you're not having sex right now. How long has it been?
Girl, you don't want to know.
Wait a minute. I do need to know.
Years.
Really? What is, it's got to be more than a threesome.
That's what I'm saying, but I can't figure it out. And he get quiet.
Okay, how many years? That you have not had sex with him?
Nobody, period.
Nobody? How do you know he's gone 4 years without having sex with somebody?
How do I know he had? I don't know.
How do you feel about 4 years?
That's ridiculous.
How do you continue with the drought?
Play with toys.
So you're saying if y'all have a threesome, that will break your sexual drought? Will it break it just for the act of the threesome, or is that something that you think is going to assist with the
I think
relationship?
It will heal. I think it will persist on because then maybe that third person may be able to give me some pointers to, strike it back up.
But you said you've used toys, you role play, you dressed up. Now, when's the last time you tried to engage in sex or sex with him?
I try every night.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
Oh no! That's not
Good at all.
That's
That ain't healthy.
so. Then why do you say?
I just depend on my toy.
You guys should try it out in that bathtub. You go hit the surfboard. Yeah. Have you tried that? So then, how are you sure then that a threesome would solve your guys' sexual problems? Because you would have to be involved in the act as well. So what difference would it make, one versus two?
When I asked that question, he couldn't even give me an answer on that. Because notice it's not me the one asking for it. Although if that's something he wants, in pleasure, if I can, I would try to make sure he get that pleasure. And I would, engage in it and participate.
Have you ever tried that before? Have you ever did that before?
I've kind of been interested in it to see, you know what I mean, what it's like too. Just never, actually did it.
It's interesting. I've had one. I didn't, well actually I did initiate it. But I actually had somebody else put the parties together. But it was my idea. It's definitely fun. It might be a little bit awkward considering you guys have not had sex for 4 years. That's a long time, bro. I'd be mad when it'd be 3 weeks.
Right.
I do not abstain from sex at all. And if I'm in a relationship with someone and we don't have a healthy sexual relationship, it's not a relationship that I could stay in. Like,
right.
Sex is definitely, a lot of people say, you can't build a relationship on sex, and sex is not a good foundation for a relationship. But I believe sex is very healthy, and sex creates, and it's very important in the whole bonding process with a partner. If I can't enjoy sex with a person, and if I can't have it as often as I would like it, then the entire relationship would fall apart for me, like completely. Like I would not hold on, I wouldn't wait for it. Honestly, I would probably try and make it work, but I definitely would not be able to go 4 years.
Right.
Like I definitely just would not want to. Have you thought about going outside of the relationship? No?
Not unless he go with me. Like, what is it, like threesome?
About a threesome? Has this been the issue the whole 4 years? The threesome?
Yep.
What
We
type of
want
things?
that to happen bad.
What type of things have he said as far as like oh wait, you said he doesn't talk, so you guys are not communicating.
He talk a little bit, but not much. He talk enough to let me know that, you know, that he wants that to happen.
What about outside factors to increase sexual drive or the want, like ecstasy or Molly?
What, pills? Oh no, he's gonna do that.
No,
You took those before?
I have.
Ecstasy? How those make you feel?
They're definitely stimulating. Definitely stimulating. You still have to be like in the mood to want to have sex to be under the influence of it.
Which
But
is all the time for me.
y'all better look into something like that, or do you see yourself with him like for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
That's a tough one, but it's not a tough one because you guys could just have an open relationship.
Right. But what he does is, it's kind of like a... Now, I mentioned that in my head. Like, what if we have like an open relationship? What would that be like? But then knowing him, that probably wouldn't work because then I think that's when he'll be like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean?
Like not want to continue the relationship.
Right. Like, it probably would feel like I'm cheating or something, you know what I mean? Even though he'll be open, you know what I mean?
You know?
I'm thinking he might get jealous if I go out, if I do it by myself versus a threesome. Like if we was to do our stuff on our own, like me, I know I wouldn't get jealous. Because it's clearly something else besides me that you're trying to reach anyway. So I wouldn't have zero problems with it, but him, I know he would have problems because deep down inside he know how freaky I am too.
It seems like guys do
I'm more
tend
outgoing
to
than him.
in situations. Well,
But then again, when he's not around me, he might be more outgoing than I could see. Maybe he don't show that side around me. See, me, I show that side, period. I don't hide that. That's just me. That's how I am. And before we got totally together, I let him know that, like, when it comes to certain things like that, I'm very outspoken. Like, this is me. I have a real high sex drive. So,
now if you have a real high sex drive, toys Toys are okay, but it's not the same. I'm trying to picture.
I think my sex drive is high because I don't get it. Put it this way. When I go home from work, I have to play with my toy at least 4 or 5 times before bedtime. In the morning when I get up, I gotta do it. I gotta have enough time in the morning to get up and do it. Like this morning, I didn't, so I was angry.
You've been frustrated all day at work today. I don't think that's healthy.
It's like my coffee. It's like my morning coffee. I'd rather have it.
That is absolutely not healthy. And how do you feel mentally?
I feel like every other woman in the world is better than me. In his head.
So it like hits your confidence a little bit. Have you thought about changing your appearance? What are your thoughts about that?
I would love to do that.
You might need to switch it up and switch him up too. We can work on getting that waist snatched and get him snatched up out the picture. I think that's a long time to not have sex with your partner for that amount of time. To me, says that you don't care about them.
Yeah, and then like a hit in between those years, it was done, but it was like 2 minutes, if that.
Me just on the outside looking in, I feel like he's just capitalizing on the situation. Like you are doing everything for him. And I feel like for you, that relationship is like a crutch. Like you said, you kind of feel like you're not good enough for him, but you could also feel like you know you're not good enough to move on to the next person. And I don't think that's a healthy relationship to be, honestly.
Right.
Especially with the whole situation, the whole circumstance. Like, you gotta go, sir. Because he's using you. He's basically using you. And you don't get anything in return. Literally. Nothing. You can't, like, the easiest thing that it is to give someone, you can't even get that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You gotta, no. Now, at me, I'm like, I'm a very loyal person.
Me
So,
too.
like, now, I'm like, when I see him, I'm gonna be looking at him sideways, like,
Yeah.
So,
Because I'm a very loyal person too, like, and that's why I ain't thought about stepping out or, like I said, the only thing I thought about is with him saying for us to get a toy or whatever, meaning like third person. Like when he said that, I'm like, okay, that's what you want. I'm down for it when it happened. Like I'm okay, we can do that. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, what the f- is wrong with me? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a fantasy or wanting to have a threesome. Okay, I'll tell you what my fantasy is. I don't think this will ever come true. I'm not willing it to come true. But my fantasy is a threesome with two guys. And now you know the debate is like, you know, two guys is not a threesome. Two women and a guy is considered a threesome in certain people's eyes. Two guys and a woman is not considered a threesome. It's a bit more
But
derogatory.
It can be.
More margaritas?
We haven't even
You guys
touched
okay
these
on the
drinks.
Sprite?
Yeah. But that's my fantasy. I don't know where I'm at in my life right now, if that would ever be achieved, but it's still back there.
Right.
But that situation is different because you can have that fantasy, but at the same time, you still have to satisfy your partner. And there's more than one way to satisfy your partner. And if you're not hitting you're hitting zero out of like 27, then that's not a relationship that needs to continue. I usually don't tell people like to leave or what to do with their relationship, but damn it, I'm not finna sit there sexually frustrated and be mad all day, every day at everything in the world.
And then they be wondering why. Cause even at home they be like, why you so uptight all the time? Like sometimes I'm just angry and don't even know I'm angry.
Yeah.
And they're telling me there's something wrong with me, like calm down. Then my son, they'll be like, hit the blunt so you could calm down. And they just don't know when that blunt feeling is gone, I'm still right back to square one.
Yeah.
So now you at a plain right yell out like, fuck me. Like, and I'll be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Girl. You need to leave him. I would.
and I'm like, man, like,
Because I'm not coming home to nobody
and
to
then it's
argue.
embarrassing. Let me tell you, it's embarrassing because, like I see other couples and they're so happy and, you know what I mean? Like, they enjoy each other. Like even now, when we out looking at all these couples, like right here in front of, like right here.
Now,
Like,
that's not
they
to
so
say-
happy and,
That's not to say that they don't have their own issues.
no, I mean
But-
they do, but at least out in public they know how to put on an act. Like we in public, I'm over here and he way over there somewhere. You don't
It
hold
seems
my
like he
hand,
doesn't have
don't hug me, none
No
of that.
compromise. Like there's no compromise in your guys'
We go in the
relationship at all.
store and I'm right here trying to grab at his hand. He going that way and we don't meet it back up till we go into the car or we at the register. Like no.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of public display of like PDA. So I would not be satisfied in that relationship at all. And every woman has a breaking point. Every person has a breaking point. And like I said, like with other couples, it's not to say that these people don't have, somebody could be beating their wife ass up in here, sitting here munching on some shrimp and crawfish. But there's still a give and take in the relationship.
Exactly.
Now that's not, I don't advocate for domestic violence,
Right.
but people's reality is crazy. People's reality is their own.
Right.
But it sounds to me like he, all you do is give and provide and take care and satisfy yourself.
And you're right. That little satisfaction from a toy.
You're not
What
in
do
a
I do
relationship.
after them 2 seconds? Like,
You're not in a relationship. You're not. You are not. You are single at this moment. So when you get home, I want you to run some bath water in that big ass tub. And I want you to think about me. And I want this to play in your head. And I want you to seriously contemplate what the hell you gonna do. Because there is somebody who will sit in that apartment and dick you the hell down. For sure. There's no... You don't even have to think about sex to get sex. You just wake up and be like, oh, is this a penis? Like, you know what? I'm just going ahead and put my mouth on that. Like, I couldn't live my life like that. You're not in a relationship. That means he doesn't get no fucking threesome. He has to get his goddamn life somewhere else.
Yeah.
You might as well be sleeping in bed by yourself. Do you guys cuddle in bed?
He sometimes sleeps with his clothes on. And
He
I think
sleeps with
that's
his clothes on?
I don't sleep in nothing. But if you're going to sleep with your clothes on, like I told him, don't get under the cover.
You gonna sleep with your clothes on? You sleep outside. I can't. Sometimes I need a hug.
Right.
I need a hug.
I get my shower, and I don't put nothing on. And go to bed.
We gonna have to have a project something. We gonna name a project something. We gotta. You gotta.
Your thing still going?
Yeah. Okay, we gotta find an alter ego for you. What's your
We going to commercial break.
All right. My bad, y'all. We went to a break, and when the conversation picked back up, I didn't continue recording. But I think it might have been getting a bit intense with my guest being so open with me. But as always, there's no judgment from me. I did have some questions about that whole situation, because I was wondering, how much do you give to a relationship where your partner does not compromise at all? I think in going from one relationship to the next, or in any relationship, I would say give everything that you can afford to give. Give only what, I would say probably give only what you can afford to lose. Like investing, I guess, is pretty much the same. So like give only as much, or give as much love as you can spare. Give as much love as you have to offer, but don't give the love that you need or you should give yourself. Don't drain yourself so much that you can no longer recognize that you are worthy of love. When it comes down to finances, I mean, give financially to contribute to like the home and I guess like the setting, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people, many are familiar with the saying, don't let the right hand know what the left is doing. Everything doesn't have to be commingled in a relationship. Even in a marriage, I think I don't see anything wrong with separate accounts or things like that, um, versus having one joint account or, one account as a unit. That can become a little bit tricky when assets come into play, especially if things don't work out in a marriage and then there's divorce and all of that. But like I said, everything doesn't have to be commingled, and always invest in yourself. So make sure that in any outcome, you got your own back. Make sure in any scenario that you don't give so much to the point where it becomes so difficult to pick up the pieces or put things together when it does not work, or if it does not work. And once you realize that that person is not going to compromise, definitely open your eyes, wake up, and realize and understand when it is time to walk away from a situation that's never going to grow. Understandably, that person has been with their partner for 12 years. They have a child together and married for 4 of those 12 years. But unfortunately, it's not a happy marriage. And there were a few other things that they shared with me, and I don't usually tell people what to do in their relationship. I just definitely listen and can give my opinion on things, but I don't move a person one way or the other unless, it's maybe like physical. It's like a real abusive type thing. But ultimately, the decision is yours, and you have to figure out what that breaking point is and when you're going to walk away. Otherwise, you will only have to figure out how you're going to manage the situation for you to, I guess, be content from day to day. There's a level of happiness you probably won't be able to obtain in those situations, and that's what we all should be seeking, is to have that frame of mind, or be able to understand happiness is within ourselves. It's a state of mind. It's not necessarily a person or things that you have. And I wish the best for my guest, and still taking more information in on the situation, and maybe we'll have her back for an update. But also, please comment and let me know how the audio sounded. I don't want to blow anybody's eardrums with the restaurant noise in the background, but I enjoyed this style of conversing with people, and Talk Flirty definitely does meet and greets. So if you want to arrange anything, you can always email talkflirty at talkflirtypodcast@gmail.com. I've actually met quite a few people, but not all conversations have been recorded. And if you happen to see me in LA, which I'm pretty sure you won't, if you happen to see me in LA, say hi. We can take a selfie and post it. But until then, go ahead and make sure you follow Talk 40 Podcast here on Spreaker. Please follow Talk 40 Podcast on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And as always, I welcome any feedback, opinions, questions, podcast topics. If you would like to be a special guest, hit me up, let me know. And I will see you guys next week.